All right, it's another beautiful Saturday morning. Today, the 25th of July, 2026. You're on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. We would like to apologize for starting a little behind schedule. It is due to some unforeseen circumstances, but thank God we are all here now. And I would like to say you are welcome to another edition of Roundtable on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. I am your host. My name is Kunle Olowu, and it is a pleasure to have you join us for another engaging edition of the program where ideas meet, opinions matter, and every voice counts. On Roundtable, we will take you through thoughtful talks about issues that is shaping our society, from governance to economy to education, and of course everyday life. Our goal is is not just to inform, but to encourage meaningful conversation that inspires positive change. So wherever you are listening from, stay with us as we bring together different perspectives on today's topics. You can also be a part of the conversation by calling into the studio when we open the lines. But of course, this morning, I am not doing this alone. Let me give the people in the studio an opportunity to introduce themselves. Of course, usual suspect always in the studio for Roundtable this morning, Kemi Sola Williams. Good morning, Kemi.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. How is the Nigerian political terrain for you?
Yeah,
lately?
I think we are getting used to all the ups and downs in Nigeria. A lot of controversial information, and it just gets you thinking. And there's really a lot, but we just pray that the Lord will help us.
Amen. And like they say in Yoruba, ki Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí nǹkan burúkú mọ́ wa lára. That means God will not let something or bad issues for us to get used to bad things. And also in the studio with me is the second usual suspect. If you're not hearing him live on the mic, he's usually calling in on different programs. Mario, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Mr. Mario. That's the full introduction.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kunle Olowu.
Yes,
God
sir.
bless you.
I'll be asking you the same question too. What is when you look at the newspapers every morning, what do you see? Do you think we are getting there?
Well, when we look at the newspaper every day in the week, we see dash hopes. Because many Nigerians are looking up to a better governance, looking for development, looking for a better life for them. But you see them be disappointed each day. But we can only hope and trust God that everything will get better, that God will give our leaders the wherewithal, the ability, the foresight to do the right thing.
All right, God give us the foresight to do the right thing. On Roundtable this morning, we will be looking at different issues that has made the headlines during the course of the week. And of course, we know that we have so many stories ranging from the sentencing of the killers the abductors of the Orire school. Of course, we also have the issues between former President Olusegun Obasanjo and his vice, Atiku Abubakar. They've been giving themselves hits back to back. We will be discussing that as well. And of course, we also have the issue of the fake agency and the money they said was allocated to that agency. And of course, our financial institution in Nigeria saying that no money was actually released to the agency. All of these topics we are going to be looking at this morning, and you'll be getting our perspective, and of course, we'll be getting those of you listening to us at home too. This morning, I would like to start with the Orire story, and we know that we heard about 2 days ago that the Federal High Court in Abuja has actually sentenced 3 men to life imprisonment over the involvement in the kidnapping of the school children and teachers in Orire community. Before we go into that, I would like to actually play for us the sentencing of these 3 young men who were involved in the abduction. Do take a listen.
The defendants were arrested in connection heinous crime committed in Oyo State against innocent children and teachers. And today, under the direction of the Honorable Attorney General Federation, the matter having been thoroughly reviewed by 5 reports, and we produced the defendants today before my lord at the federal court. The court had the allegation the state preferred against the defendant. They therefore, having confirmed that they understood those allegations, chose to plead guilty to count 4, count 6, count 7 to 10, and pleaded not guilty in respect of count 1, 2, and 3. So we went ahead to review the fact of the case and to all witness, tender available and relevant evidence, which the court relied on and convicted those at the first, second, and third defendant. My lord had equally adjourned trial of the remaining count 1, 2, 3 to the 16th and 17th of September. The sentencing that my lord opposed today clearly demonstrates the commitment of the judiciary to the fight against terrorism, to show that in our jurisdiction, crime has no place to stay. And your lordship, the court rather, had them pronounced today by giving them life sentence in respect of count 6. And also the first defendant has now been sentenced to life imprisonment in respect of the remaining count 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So in all, we are happy with the decision of the court, and we are still using this opportunity to encourage our people that when you say something, you say something. Failure to disclose the activity of your family members and friends that you know are connected to crime is more or less your demonstration of accepting and agreeing with the unlawful activity that they are perpetrating. So let this be a signal or a sign, and also a message to everyone who are planning or intends to tow this part to desist from it.
Voice instrumental. All right, so that was the sentencing for those convicted for the kidnapping in the Orire local government saga. So now let us go into that. But before we talk about that, I know that there was a report yesterday about the Oyo State government saying that. Okay, I'm saying this because I want us to take it from this angle.
Okay.
The Oyo State government actually said that they are not satisfied with that sentencing, but they are not going to appeal it though. They said they won't appeal it, they will leave it as it is, but they said they are not satisfied with that sentencing. So now that brings me to this. We know that terrorism is not something that should be condoned in the country. The president has said it, every member of the society has said it, and especially this Orire case was really touching, thinking about the fact that the kids and the teachers were in captivity in the bush for way over 50 days. About 57 days to be precise, 56 days before they were eventually rescued by the Nigerian army. Now, the question is, when such happens and the people who are involved are being brought to book, do you think that maximum punishment is what they deserve, or is the Oyo State government's right to actually say that they are not satisfied with the sentencing given to them? Do you think more should have been done? I'd like to start with Mr. Gbenga Maria.
Well, thank you, Chief. I think there's no true way to this thing. Those guys, they are terrorists. They have killed, they have maimed, they have committed various atrocities against the state. And thank God to our gallant security outfit who are able to apprehend those culprits. And when you're able to arrest those guys, there's nothing stopping you from sending them to where they came from. I think giving them a life sentence is out of it. In my own view, I see no reason why those guys should not be allowed to be given a final judgment, which will inevitably terminate their life by hanging or by firing squad. Recall in this country, in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 80s, when we caught an armed robber, they normally take them to this polo outlet. That is where our gallant soldier will be able to finish them and kill them at once. Because one thing about that is that you can't see them again. They can't continue to perpetrate this evil act again. And let me cite this. You know, our prison is somehow having a lapses. In recent times, I think last year during last year or the upper year, there was prison invasion by those terrorists. Some of the prisoners were killed. Some were released. Some of those Boko Haram members and terrorist members, they were released by the invasion of those terrorists, and they have to go and join those in the bush. That means they are teaming up, gaining more power, having more access to tackle the state. God forbid, if those guys who are sentenced to life imprisonment now, if God forbid, if those terrorists should make a move again to attack our prison again, only God knows what might happen. You recall the one that I said earlier that the prison was being invaded. Some prison officials we are killed in the process. Even some prisoners. I mean, we are killed while others are whisked away. Now, if God forbid, if you now have a kind of replay of that scenario now, then that means that those guys, they might still be out of prison due to as a result of invasion of their members. So I think this case should be reviewed, and those guys should be handed a death sentence. They don't deserve to live. You can imagine the trauma that they have allowed those children to pass through for the 57 days they spent in captivity. You can see when one of the students was asked if he would like to go back to school, and the guy said no, because you can see fear written in his face. You can see trauma written in his face. One of the teachers in that Oriri, I've forgotten his name now. He said earlier before they were abducted, he said nobody could beat him when it comes to running. He said he's good at running, he's good at that nothing evil could ever come to him, because he knew that he would always salvage himself to safety. But he said as time goes on, he said he has arthritis. And when those people came to invade, he said he could not run as he thought he could back then. So that teacher said they passed through trauma, and he said those children, he doubt if most of them will be able to go back to school, because that thing will live with them till they leave this world. So what we are saying in essence is that the life sentence given to those guys is not too good. We are taught that they will be eliminated. Recall that they told us that 8 terrorists were arrested, while 9 were killed. So I'm still having an issue with that. How come that we are having 3 that are being subjected to trial? How about the 5 or the remaining 5? I think our security agency have to come up and tell us what is up, because they told us that they are able to arrest 8 victims, 8 terrorists.
But in that line now, but you remember that about last week too, there was a report that 2 were actually convicted. Were actually sentenced to life in prison as well before the 3 that was reported.
Making 5.
Yeah, making 5. But the thing is that you remember that it was also reported that the terrorists were actually trying to negotiate at the release of some of their members who already has been So the first sentencing was for those who were already in captivity, not the ones. I don't think they've done anything about the 8 that were captured during the rescue mission.
Well, thank you for the explanation. But time is a perfect gentleman. We keep our fingers crossed to see when those 8, because we can't wait because like the 3 that are being convicted now, we are able to see them, their faces. Even if you see them outside, they're able to know and pick their face. So we want to see those 8 that were as well apprehended and arrested, and we want to see them facing the law in the land, and we don't want them to be sentenced like these 3 guys that are being sentenced. You want them to be eliminated so we can have the reduction in the numbers of those terrorists.
Eliminated to have reduction in the number of terrorists is what Mr. Gbenga Mario is proposing. Kemsola Williams, you are familiar with the stories because I know you see it day in, day out. When you saw the sentencing saying that they've been handed life imprisonment, how did that sit with you?
Okay, I want to first start with appreciating the security outfits, that are involved in this matter, and I think this is one of the few cases in Nigeria whereby we have this kind of incident, and within the space of time, the people involved, the criminals, they are being caught and being sentenced, or maybe they are facing the judgment. Well, looking at the judgment, I believe Nigeria, we have our law, and there will be a reason why Justice Salim Ibrahim,
why they're not handing them the death sentence,
and or maybe eliminating them. However, I still want to believe that there will be a reason for that, and if maybe this is the first time they are being involved, although some people lost their life, yes, the teacher, other teachers too. And if this is the first time, maybe that's why there's a consideration for them. It's still not clear, but I feel our call should be that why is it that if the law says when you kill, then you too should be killed, and if you're giving them a life sentence, then something should be informed. Something should be exposed. Nigerians should know why our law, the court of law, chose to pick sentencing to life imprisonment instead of eliminating them. Yeah. And let us not forget that during the period that the teachers and pupils were the peoples there in captivity, they were requesting for some of their members
to be released.
So if we keep putting them there, giving them hope,
they can keep making such demands.
Seriously. So I still want to call on the law, the court of law, to look into this decision. And that is why I don't really agree that Nigeria should still continue with the rigid constitution that we have. I think at this time is not really synonymous. It's not helping the national development. So if a situation is like that, this rigid law that we are using in Nigeria, we made it. Then if developed countries, if they can sit and readjust to what is happening presently, then Nigeria should also do so. So we can't continue with 1960 constitution with the situation we have now. No.
But we know that the law in Nigeria actually still practice execution or death sentencing, but it is only just very, very rare that we see such sentencing. But I know that still happens in Nigeria. Okay, right now I would like to leave the phone lines open now to our listeners at home. You can be a part of the program. You can call into the studio to give your 2 cents about what we are talking about. And the numbers to call this morning will be 09168931000. I'll take that number again, 09168931000. The other number you can take is 09153334893. I'll take that again, 09153334893. Kemsola, please, the last number that our listeners can call.
All right, you can call on 0911 3333893. I'll repeat that again, 0911 3333893.
Yeah, so those are the numbers you can call this morning to be a part of the show. You can also send a message on Facebook. That is at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We will be glad to read your comments on the Facebook as well. Now back to Mr. Gbenga Mario and see what we're talking about. Let us step away from the Oriri abduction a little bit and let's look at insecurity in Nigeria as a whole. in the past few weeks, should I say, the federal government has actually been talking about intensifying or turning up the hits on terrorism in Nigeria. We've seen so many things done. Just yesterday, the president actually declared that the divisions will be increased from 8 to 12,
Yes.
which means that they want military presence really heavily felt in more regions in the country. We also know that even the U.S. President Donald Trump said that a Navy SEAL 6 was sent to Nigeria to train the Nigerian armed forces. So it seems like there's a lot that has been going on in terms of trying to make security a little more effective in Nigeria. Now, and we know that maybe just a few weeks or a few months ago, it was a parade of abductions and all of that in the country. Do you feel now that looking at the listening to the news every day, do you think there has been a significant decline in the stories of these mishaps, or is it just the media playing it down? What do you think?
Well, insecurity in the country is it doesn't start with this administration. I mean, the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There has been a long age issue, but each president has been able to try his own best to curtail the continuity of this insecurity in this country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he came on board in 2023, he swore to an oath to save the life of and properties of Nigerians and to guide us to ensure that insecurity will be a thing of the past. He has tried and he has done his own bit. He has really tried. You can recall that during the week, President Donald Trump gave him an accolade, saying that his effort and his reforms on the security network of the country that he has maybe to that he has really tried, but we still have some lapses. We still have so many lapses.
Part of the lapses is inevitable.
Yeah, of course it is. But one of the let me give you one of the lapses. He said they are going to recruit 28,000 soldiers, and he was able to even he created some other units in the military architecture. Now, that's a very good one. Just, I think last month, some soldiers were nearly being inducted in new intakes. And while they were to return to the base where they are being posted, some of them were being kidnapped along the way. And when you see some of those soldiers, they were young boys. In fact, when I saw a picture online of some of those soldiers, they are like, in fact, like a secondary school, nearly graduated secondary school chap. And you discover that within what, though I know that they would have been drilled, they would have undergone so many exercises and whatever, but some of those soldiers, they are also prone to attack. Some of them, they are prone to attack. Those newly intake, they are prone to attack. Some of them, they were adopted where they were going to report to their various stations. We don't know. I don't know whether they have regained their freedom for now. That's number one. Number two, if you look at the policing system of this country, if you can search through your phone, through Google or whatever, you discover the number of personnel that we have. Let's talk about the policemen now. How many police officers do we have in Nigeria? The total number of Nigerian population is over 300 million, 350 million as we speak. Now, the number of personnel that we have that are police officers, they are not up to 1 million. I'm not sure if they are up to 1 million. And look at the army as well. How many number do we have? If I should go, I will try and search them now. But those people, and we are having 1 million police officers. Let's say we have 1 million now. Let's just assume you have 1 million police. Now we have 1 million policemen to safeguard and end security in Nigeria that has a population of 350 million Nigerians. Of course, you can't get an edge. You can't get an edge in securing the lives and property of we Nigerians. Mr. President is trying. There's no gainsay about that. But he has to do more. And I want to appraise the soldiers for what they are doing. Recall that Americans send their troops to come and give our soldiers training and to come and sensitize them and to come and train them, whatever. And when they came, there was a significant record, positive record on the part of our soldiers. They were able to make so many arrests. They were able to attack the bases of those terrorists. They were able to neutralize. The soldiers were able to even get some of their personnel who serve as a collaborator, who are giving guns, who are giving ammunition, who are giving a military uniform to those terrorists. Even just 3 days ago, that a soldier that was attached to I don't know the unit they call it, but what they do in that unit is where they make the uniform of those soldiers, where they make their kits. And these guys will normally give out those kits to those bandits. And the soldier immediately he left his base. Up till now, he has not been seen. Though actually, they are trying to find him. So the thing is that our security, the soldiers have been able to gain momentum, especially when those US fighters, when they came, because they are able to dislodge their logistics. They were able to apprehend and make so many arrests, and I give kudos to them. But ever since these United soldiers had gone back, they are still making more arrests. They are still having an headway, but that is not too. They still have much to do, because we have some of those guys out there, some of those terrorists who are causing havoc. Recall as well, the videographer of those Boko Haram fighters was also killed. We saw his picture, and even those terrorists, they even sent out his picture on the internet, and they were able to see him. And those are the applaud we can give to our soldiers. They are really trying, and I give it to them. But they can still do better. And it's not the soldiers alone. All the security talk about the Navy, talk about the Army, talk about the police officers, the NSC, this and whatever. So they are trying, but they can always do more. But insecurity in this country has not been totally subsided. But they can do more to make it better. If they can move on with this gear they are moving, I'm telling you, within a short while, we have, if not an end, we'll be nearing to see an end to insecurity in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. So I would like us to step away from insecurity a little bit, because we have a lot of things we are going to talk about this morning. So stepping away from from insecurity a little bit and going into politics, because we can't do outside of politics in Nigeria. It is a democracy, and definitely there's going to be politicking here and there. There's a report that has been trending in the past few days, and that is the saga going on between former President Olusegun Obasanjo and his then vice, Atiku Abubakar, who is actually running for president in the coming 2027 election. We know that he has been running for quite some time now. He just seemed to have not gotten there. And he has a shot at it again this time, and maybe he's hoping he's going to do better. Now, the reports we are seeing here is the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, has actually accused the ex-president, Olusegun Obasanjo, of exploiting the memory of late former Speaker and House of Representative Gali Nahaba for political purpose. Atiku said Obasanjo's claim that he bribed the late Nahaba to orchestrate moves to impeach him as president while they were in office amounted to lies and disrespect to the dead. In a statement issued yesterday by the Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication, Frank Shaibu, the former vice president described Obasanjo's claim as a desperate attempt to rewrite history and influence the political landscape ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Obasanjo had, while responding to comments made by a former governor of Ogun State, that is Olusegun Oshoba, on the political developments that precedes the 2003 general election, alleged that Atiku gave 5 million naira to Nahaba to impeach him during his first time. Now, Atiku is saying that, he said this in a statement, that and he titled that the grave is not a witness box. He argued that it was fundamentally unfair to make allegations involving Nahaba after his death, when he could no longer respond or defend his reputation. Now, election is coming. We know, of course, it's not a secret that Obasanjo is not a huge fan of his then vice, Atiku Abubakar. As a matter of fact, there is a statement credited to Obasanjo saying that Atiku will never become president while he is alive. So you can tell the depth of or the depth of issues they both have. Even though they did 8 years together, it is amazing how they actually went through that. But now,
politics.
Both of them, yes, that's politics. Both of them now are in loggerheads again, saying that Atiku, who is supposed to be loyal to his boss, as we see it to be, was actually planning to impeach his boss then with as much as 5 million naira must have been a lot of money back then in 2003. Yes. So what do you see about this fresh uprising between, or the fresh issues coming between Obasanjo and his then deputy, Kemisola Williams? I would like to hear from you.
Okay. For me, my own opinion, I would just want to appeal to Nigerians to just use the scorecard. To be sincere, I grew up to know that Obasanjo is always fighting Atiku. It has been a front and back issue between them. It's just a serious antagonist against themselves. However, I will just want to call attention of Nigerians to this issue that sometimes, let me just use allegedly, people that Atiku worked with, there is always one negative information. I'm not against him, or maybe because of don't forget I said allegedly, please, is that it's a time for Atiku, that's just my own advice, to go back to the drawing board and admit if what he did was wrong or not. Because if negative information keeps rolling out for you.
But we can't say he should admit if he did anything or not.
No, that was why I said he should go back to the drawing board. Seriously, because there are things that maybe he said some words wrongly, or maybe he worked with the wrong set of people. You understand? Something is just coming up. Allegedly, if you ask 1 or 2 people in Nigeria, there's something negative. Allegedly, please. You want to, against, even for the children. There's a way we pass that information from one generation to another.
But I think it is only natural that there is always something negative to say about every politician. If you dig deep into Obasanjo, there are people who don't like him, who will say a whole lot. And I'm sure Mr. Gbenga Mario would actually on this.
I just want to put this. When you get to, if you look at the news, every day we sit with the news, and there's always something against him. Please, that's just my own personal opinion. I said allegedly. So a situation like that is just for us to just sit down and let us think about it. Is Atiku really doing the right thing? Or what Obasanjo is saying, is it right? Let's try and see how we can draw out the truth out of the issue.
Well, that is over 20 years ago, this issue that you're talking about. Maybe Atiku tried to impeach his then Oga, and who knows? Obasanjo has made these allegations. It is left to Atiku to say this is true or not. And unfortunately, the then speaker in person of Nahaba is late and cannot absolutely come out to defend himself. But talking about the crisis between Obasanjo and Atiku, it has been happening for so long, and it seems like for every election there is always a new allegation. Is this healthy politics, Mr. Gbenga Mario? Is this healthy politics?
Well, this is an issue that if you should dive into it, you might not be able to finish up in time. The 8 years.
We need to finish up in time.
I'm telling you, but I'm going to. The 8 years that Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku Abubakar spent in office, that was between 1999 and 2007. Then Obasanjo was the president, while Atiku happens to be the vice president. And they have it rosy back then. They were both in PDP back then. But at the point in time, so many issues came up on board that made them to be at loggerhead. Part of it is a chronology of the administration. The trajectory of the Fourth Republic foundational presidency moved rapidly from democratic honeymoon to constitutional crisis. And as well, in May 1999, Obasanjo and Atiku, as they were sworn in, inheriting the an economic crippled by double-digit inflation, and they want to go into that details for now. But the thing is, what brought about the issue was Atiku gave Nahaba. He gave him 5 million naira. Allegedly, we don't, because I was not there. Allegedly, yes. That Obasanjo should be impeached, and the impeachment could not see the light of the day, and Obasanjo got to know of that, and that culminated into a disagreement between the duo of them. And at the point in time, Atiku left the Aso Rock. He was doing his work from home. He could not even go to Aso Rock because he lived a distance from where Obasanjo was staying back then. And at the point in time, Obasanjo also made a move to replace Atiku being his vice president. And the issues lingered on and up until they finished their tenure. And ever since then, they have been at loggerheads. So many issues happened, but I don't want to go into full details now.
There was even this rumor then. There was this rumor going around then that Obasanjo had to go and prostrate for Atiku for him to get the ticket for his second time in office then. But we don't know how true that is. But still talking about them.
I'm coming, Chief. Yeah. Part of what also happened was the issue of a third-term agenda.
Yes.
Obasanjo, what I mean by third-term agenda, for those that they don't know what really happened back then. Obasanjo, in Nigeria, you can be a president for 4 years. After the expiration of your fourth year in office, you can vie for the post again, spend another 4 years, making 8 years. But back then, when Obasanjo was about completing his 8-year term, he was trying to go for third term, which is an archaic move in Nigerian political institution. So he was trying to buy the attention of the power drunks, those that hold the political blocks of the country back then, giving them millions. As at then, when the 5 million that I told you people allegedly gave to Nahaba back then was a meager,
big money,
huge money back then. And when I'm talking about 5 million in 1999 back then,
2003
yes. So he gives some people money, and just to buy their to buy their heart, to vote for him, to allow the third term to come up on board. And Atiku stood against that, because Atiku also has been eyeing the presidency since then, and he has tried so many times to.
Some people say since '92.
Yes. He has since then he has been trying, and he told us, I think last year, that this might be his last shot, because he knew that some people are trying to wage war against him. That's by the side. But the thing is, so the issue between Atiku and Obasanjo is a long-term feud, which might not even end anytime soon. But if there's anything if there's any advice I would like to give to Atiku, is that Obasanjo has nothing to lose for now. He's not vying for any position. He's not vying for he's not contesting. But Atiku is a contestant in 2027 election. He will be a contestant. He will be a contestant. So, and when you are trying to contest, you should try and dot your I's and cross your T's.
But when you say Atiku should be careful in what way? Are you saying he shouldn't respond to such allegations? Or are you saying that he should be more plain in his approach?
See, when somebody is throwing banters, you will throw banters that are just and banters that are unjust. If you and I are having a feud now, I can tell what you are not even done to me. I can even say why we were in the studio, why we are trying to analyze issues, that you slapped me, which is a lie. I want to throw
Facebook live will catch you there.
So because I want to throw blanter. So if Atiku is trying to accept blanter banters from Obasanjo, he should be careful. Though I'm not saying he should not respond. He should, but he should respond intelligently. There is saying in Yoruba that some people they cannot but only the wara no. Some people might not be able to what's the wara in English? I don't know.
Cheese,
yes. Yeah, some people might not be able to make cheese, but they can turn a bowl of cheese upside down. So he should, even if you want to respond to Obasanjo, he should allow his media aid to do that for him, because he's going to be quoted and anything he says between now and the next coming election might be a kind
Will
of
be held
negative
against
him.
on
And
the
this is the
polling
time,
booths.
yes, and this is the time that he needed to garner much more people to him. They don't want it should not allow people to stain his white clothes. I'm not saying is that the white linen, but he must be careful. Even if at all he want to throw banters or Obasanjo or to respond, he must be careful. He must not do it at this time that he needed the vote of Nigerians.
But you know that Atiku has actually been very vocal, because even outside of this issue with Obasanjo hasn't really mentioned it, but Atiku has been in the news every time attacking the president, on issues of the scandal of the PIPF, what's that?
Yes, Adeyemi saga.
Adeyemi saga. Yeah. So he's been very vocal about the monies that were allocated.
Yeah,
for the 12 point something trillion that was added to the budget. So Atiku has been very, very, very vocal lately. So maybe Obasanjo is a fan of our sitting president, and maybe that is why he's thinking that, okay, you know what? Let me throw him under the bus a little bit for Nigerians to think that maybe he's not so credible.
One thing about Obasanjo is this: Obasanjo, he doesn't forget his things easily. Recall what he did to Fayose. If not that Fayose happens to be a very, I want to watch my word here because I'm on here. If not that Fayose happens to be a very I don't know.
Grounded man?
No, as in he speaks anyhow with no caution. Okay. You can see the way he lambasted Obasanjo when Obasanjo attended his birthday.
So he's a loose mouth.
So he has a loose mouth. He can talk to you no matter your age, no matter who you are. So, and ever since Fayose has given him his card, did you ever see Obasanjo try to? When was the last time you saw Obasanjo trying to move into Fayose's issue? So he has really put him in his own place. And Obasanjo, we always want to get an attention. Do you understand? To my own opinion. Why are you coming up this time around to lambast Atiku? You guys, you have your field when you are in office. You have led their office now. Almost how many years now? 203 or 7. How many years is that? So why is he trying to? Can we call this a political move to attack Atiku? Why we are having an election that is coming 2027? We can't really say. But I think Obasanjo is an elder statesman, which I believe he should be monitoring what is happening in the country, and should be monitoring how it should be ensuring that how there will be the foster unity among contestants. Be it he has been a former vice president, he has been a former whatever. Just try and live with peace with people. That is what we want. We don't want an issue at this point in time.
All right, we will quickly go on a commercial break now. But before we go on that commercial break, I would like to quickly read this out for the purpose of informing Nigerians. Now the report is that the Independent National Electoral Commission has actually urged eligible Nigerians to take advantage of the remaining days of the continuous voters registration, warning that the registration window will close on Sunday, July 26, 2026. That is tomorrow. In a public notice issued on its X handle on Saturday, that's early today, the electoral body reminded prospective voters that they could complete their registration online from start to finish through its dedicated CVR portal or visit designated registration centers nationwide for physical assistance. INEC encouraged Nigerians who require assistance to visit any of its state office, local government area office, or designated registration centers to complete the process in person. Tomorrow is the last day we have to go and register for our voters card. And INEC is saying that tomorrow is the last day. If you have a chance, please, and you've not done it, go and do that today, tomorrow latest. Now we're going to go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will continue Roundtable on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Do stay tuned.
Your preferred wholesome radio. Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Hello, Miss Flora. Finally, this holiday is here. But honestly, I don't know what to do with my children.
Why? Aren't you excited that you're on break?
Excited? One talks from morning till evening without control, and the other one can barely introduce himself. I'm worried about both of them.
Now you see the work that we teachers put in. But then, I have a perfect solution for you. Why not enroll them into the Wells Radio Media Academy Summer School 2026?
Media Academy? For children?
Absolutely. They'll learn public speaking, broadcasting, confidence, communication, and so much more. Matter of fact, I'm enrolling too. I want to sharpen my public speaking skills before the new school term.
Really? Then we are definitely coming.
This holiday, turn potential into purpose at Wells Radio Media Academy Summer School 2026 from 12th August to 18th September. Enjoy 6 weeks of practical media training, studio sessions, and mentorship from experienced trainers. Open to senior secondary school students, teachers, parents, and busy professionals. So whether you're building confidence, improving communication, or turning your voice into a career, this is your opportunity. For further inquiries or to register, call or WhatsApp 0814-694-6928, 0814-694-6928. Don't let the holiday go to waste. Enroll today at the Wells Radio Media Academy Summer School 2026.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you are welcome back to the second round of Roundtable on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Before we went on that quick commercial break, we were talking about the saga between the former president Olusegun Obasanjo and his vice, Atiku Abubakar. And I also remember we said you can be a part of the show by calling into the studio. The numbers to call?
0916-893-1000. I'll pick that again, 0916-893-1000. You can as well call 0915-3334-893, 0915-3334-893. 893. And we still have this number too that can help you get through to the studio to share your own opinion about the topics we are discussing today on Roundtable. 0911 3333 893. Again, 0911 3333 893.
All right, you can also send us messages on Facebook, and our Facebook channel is at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We'll be very glad to read your message as well on Facebook. Now, going back to the issues we are talking about. Now, let us step away from politics a little bit and talk about some scandal that has been rocking federal government for some time now. We all know the issue of the PFIPC. Now we have some controversy taking a different turn. And as seen on the pages of our newspaper, the House of Representatives investigating into the controversial Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. It actually took a new turn yesterday after the Budget Office of the Federation insisted that although the National Assembly appropriated 1.302 billion for the council in the 2026 budget, that no public funds were ever released to the agency because it failed to meet the statutory conditions required for expenditure. The testimony by Tanimu Yakubu, that is the Director General of the Budget Office, before the House Ad hoc Committee investigating the alleged unlawful establishment of the funding of the council, shifts the focus of the probe from whether money was spent to how an agency the presidency has described as non-existent secure official recognition across several government institutions, and ultimately found its way into the federal budget. Now, the House panel is investigating how the PFIPC, which President Bola Tinubu's administration insists was never established by law or executive action, obtained a budget code, interacted with government agencies, and was allocated 1.302 billion naira in the 2026 Appropriation Act. Now, Mr. Gbenga Mario, I know you are very familiar with the story too, and the very prominent name, of course, Prince Adeyemi has been in the news for so long, and also the name we cannot but mention is that of the Gbajabiamila, who happens to be close member of the cabinet of the presidency. We heard that he was requesting some kickbacks from the funds that is being got from this agency, and he has actually denied that. And we know that the police has actually also arrested Prince Adeyemi on these issues. Now, a lot of people are asking that, what exactly is going on? This agency was established. This agency has offices. This agency was recruited for, even by the federal government. This agency has a budgetary allocation of 1.302 billion naira. That actually passed the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives. Now, the federation accounts, they are now saying that yes, there is this budget, but they never funded it. Does this really count? Do you think it counts? If this didn't happen, would the account not have been funded by now?
You can see I smiled before I tried to make a response.
I was going to ask why.
Because the issue is this. They claim that they were unable to fund, they don't fund this agency, and that they don't have a budget, they didn't have an allocation in the budget of the country. And this is a big lie. Like the way Sonny always put it. This is a very big lie. The guy has an office. He has an office in the secretariat. He has over 300 staffs that are working for him. And those staffs, they're entitled to salaries, allowances. Some of them will go on leave. Some of them they travel to various countries in the name of that agency. Do you expect Adeyemi himself to be funding that? If not, that something is an allocation, a fund allocation has been released to that agency. I think this is a big lie. Let's take it to an individual life. If I say I'm transferring 5,000 naira now to Mr. Kunle Olowu, and he claimed that he doesn't see the 5,000 naira.
You send
Maybe.
receipt, though.
Yes. If you ask him to send, if you ask him to send the receipt, and yet I send the receipt, and he's yet to see the money. What do we have to do? What do I have to do? I have to go to my statement of account to verify if that money has been deducted truly or is hanging. So why are those guys that are claiming that now that they didn't release any fund to that agency? Okay, can we see the account details of your agency? Can we see the transactions? At least you are able to send money to some to authorized agencies in the country. Fine, we can see the details. They can publish it out for us to see. So why are they not? Even if you are trying to insinuate that no money is being paid to that agency, it must come with proof. Where is the proof of that statement?
So are you saying there's a chance that the account has been funded?
I'm telling you, because you don't. The office has been operating running now for over 3 years now, even if not more than, and they are collecting salary. Where is that salary coming from? Is it from heaven? Is Adeyemi funding the salaries and the wages from his own pocket? Of course, no. And let me also paint this. Allegedly, Adeyemi said, okay, we have a call.
Yes, we have a caller on the line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from, sir?
My name is George. I'm calling you from Olowu.
Mr. George from Olowu, you have the floor, sir.
You see, when someone is telling lies, those who are wise will know. Everything they are saying there are all lies. How did the man get money to open office? How did he get money to be paying their staff for 3 years? How did you think that Adeyemi is able to open account with central bank? It's just because that there is leakage in the action they carried out. Adeyemi was just, they were using him. Now they are denying him. The federal government should open up. They should let us know how much they have spent so far on that issue. Because it cannot run for 3 years without money from the federal government. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution, sir.
Like I was saying, this agency, they actually hosted foreign diplomats. They ran international operations. And you can see that this Adeyemi of a person. There was a picture of him that is on the internet, having behind him the picture of Mr. President and that of his, signaling the fact that the agency is operating, that the agency is in existence. And let me also point out this fact. Adeyemi said allegedly that he gave out Gbajabiamila said he will be collecting some I think 600 million or whatever from him, and he said he paid 400 million to the account of Gbajabiamila. And if I didn't know, like that, what I said allegedly. If Adeyemi did not know that some money will be paid into that agency, how on earth will he bring out 400 million from his pocket to give to Gbajabiamila? Because he knew that some money will be coming out to that agency. So we have a call.
Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from? Hello.
Yeah, my name is Ade from UI.
Okay, you have the floor.
Why we still have this on this Ade matter is because Nigerian leaders are the luckiest leaders anywhere in the world.
You said they are the luckiest?
What do you say?
You said they are the luckiest?
Nigerian leaders, the most luckiest leader anywhere in the world.
Oh, interesting. I would like to understand why, sir.
Because the kind of people they govern are people that are very, very, very weak. And they see whatever comes to their way as their destiny. If I have people like me, if I have people like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, as not in government now, and we have this kind of group, my brother, our life, they will not be there again. These people cannot cannot do the necessary thing and take the necessary steps until we, the citizens, force them. As what Bola Tinubu and Buhari then, they mobilized Nigerians on the road for 2 weeks against Jonathan. Those are leaders, those are opposition people, those are citizens that they believe that whatever any bad going brings to them is not their destiny. But Nigerians, if they sell the share of waste for 2005 now, they say, Kasha, call on them, that is a very nonsensical statement. You have to mobilize. You have to come together as a nation. By now, Brigadier Amila must have resigned. But by now, if Brigadier is to resign, people will mobilize against every single member of the National Assembly to impeach this president. By the time you do that for 1 week, my brother, normalcy will return. But this is what I didn't see any president attacking Nigerians that I don't even know the foul language we used the last time. By now, we will be president again. But citizens, they just remain. This is that if you go to some go now, my brother, you see graduates, POS, I'm ashamed of myself. How can a POS operator take care of students? University graduates. People have believed that it's only Sheyi Tinubu that is the thing to be using a company of about 20 years to brand new SUV. No, you can stop all those nonsense. Even if whatever you can say, he was in Lagos, he saw a convoy being protected by army. That he was asking who is the person, he said Sheyi Tinubu, he said, But Nigeria, what would we do? We set it for POS business. We set it for base. And some people are pushing their next 20 generations. Nigeria, I don't like to mention the name Donald Trump called Nigeria. I don't like to mention it because it's very embarrassing to me. But because we have the kind of people we have in Nigeria, what are they still doing? Normal citizens. We are calling them, we are appealing to them. Who will do that? What are the best for today?
Thank you very much for your contribution, sir.
Let me land on my thoughts.
Yes. Yeah, very quickly. I want to hear Kemi's thoughts as well.
As well, recall that it was revealed that the Central Bank of Nigeria has successfully opened a domiciliary and foreign currency account for this fake agency. And as well, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now ordered the ICPC to launch an aggressive probe into this matter. And I have an issue with that. Why not allow a private entity
to investigate
this matter?
As required by
yes, because the guy kept saying that he wants an agency who is not part of the government, a separate entity as that, to investigate this matter so that we can really know what is. Femi Gbajabiamila went to the office of the ICPC. He just went there to exchange pleasantries. He didn't spend up to 30 minutes there and he left. Who does that? If I had been the one that has been found capable, do you think I would just go like that and come back within 30 minutes? There's some people, personality in this country that are higher than the law. I'm telling you, if it's in a normal scene, as you are speaking, like what Ade said a while ago, Gbajabiamila should have stepped aside or resigned from his office. But at the end of the day, what do we see? He was even given a position to see to oversee the police, the state police, the idea of a thing.
Yes.
So it is to us, it is an injustice because it is you are trying to favor one person, you are trying to take the law on the side of another person, which is not too good.
All right, Kemsola, very quickly.
Okay, what I would just say is that if Adeyemi and his group keep bringing up facts or maybe what they can tender as what the situation is now, then the government should be transparent enough to make us know what the truth is. Now other agencies now they are coming to step back, to put their weight against or like saying no, we are not aware. But the issue is that how did this agency get into the budget? And you keep saying it's not existing, it's fake, it is this, it is that, and there's a lot to say.
There's a lot to say. Anyway, so because we are pressed for time, something happened that I feel it is very important that we really we quickly touch before we end the program today. We know that about a few days ago we heard about a plane mishap that happened in Enugu. Yes, and according to Punch, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has actually commenced an investigation into a runway incident involving an Enugu aircraft at the Benin Airport in Edo State. The Bureau disclosed this in a statement on Thursday, noting that the aircraft operation that is operating a flight 4264 with registration number 5NENR from Lagos to Benin overran the end of the runway 5 during landing at about 3 p.m. At that day. According to the NSIB, there was 63 passengers and 5 crew members on board the aircraft, adding that all occupants were safely accounted for and no injuries were recorded. I think we should start by thanking God for that, because we know what it is when we
disaster
hear
that has been abated.
Plane, as in like is always. So I think that is a big thank God, and it's a big relief. But what does this say about our? Because now, who do we blame? Are we saying that the aircraft is old? And remember, Enugu Air started flying on the 7th of July, 2025. That's just barely a year. You know, it reached a year on the 7th of July this year. That's when it reached a year. So are we saying that the issue probably is with the aircraft, or is it the airport itself? Is it the runway is not enough, or what can we really say can be the issue here? You know, so should we be looking at fans? Should we be looking at the expertise of the pilots